Righto guys, in my hand I've got the Kincrome K13255 air chisel. It's an absolute weapon. It's filthy, it's already scratched because I couldn't help myself. I've already been stuck into it. Now through most of the video you're going to see that I'm using the quick disconnect chuck. Alright, so we'll talk a bit more about that later. Screws on, a couple of grub screws, locks on. We'll show more about that because I absolutely love that that's a new feature. Now we've also got, as part of this video, is the K13258 needle scaler attachment. Again, she's looking pretty second hand. I couldn't help myself. I got so excited with this thing and I've gone flat knackers with it, using it for anything and everything and just trying the thing out. So strap yourself in guys, this is fun. So first up guys, I've just got your basic test, which is mortar off bricks. Everybody's seen this 1,000 times. Doesn't know dramas, punches it off really well. You do need a fair compressor for this, so I will say if you want to do it efficiently, you want the right size compressor. Kincrome lists what size compressor you'll need. Do wear your gloves because obviously you got mortar chipping off and you got your hand right near the tool there. And also wear your eye and ear protection. Everything's flying around at this point and it's not a quiet tool. This test here actually started out just a bit on, I wanted to see how good this actual chisel tool was as far as the quality of the tip. I wanted to see if I could punch it into this steel, if it was going to bust or not. Not only did it not break, it actually showed the power of the tool really well. I'm no expert at obviously cutting through steel, as you can tell, but coming in from the end there, it actually runs through it fairly quick. So now this chisel bit here had next to no wear on it, and the one that I used for the mortar, same thing. So none of the accessories, which Kincrome sells separately, none of the accessories showed any wear whatsoever. So I was really impressed after this. This one here, you'll see, I was really surprised. I wanted to see what it was like, not so much with scale and flakes, but just solid surface rust. And this is exactly that. This is not a manufactured rust on it. We actually live near a beach, and this has been sitting out for, I'm not sure how long yet. It had plenty of surface rust on it. As you'll see, this needle scaler has already pulled it back within a few seconds to the point where we can start to see a bit of reflection in it. So it's going to save you dollars on flat discs because you're not going to be running flat discs or anything across that. I'm the flat disc king and love the things, but this is just jam it up. So I really think that this is going to save you some bucks, especially if you're doing extensive jobs. And you're also going to have to use those nasty wire wheels, which you seem to stab yourself with all the time. Just here around the, I'm going to call it the collar, where the flue attaches, you can already see there's holes appear in there. So just a second ago, there's no holes whatsoever, but this thing takes off that flaky rust and shows just what's going on underneath. So I really love this thing that within seconds it shows up any faults or issues that they are, but it does it so gently. In another review you'll see we did the sander, the air sander. I used the needle scaler on a piece of RHS first, then the polishing pads across it, straight across it. Absolutely no dramas, brought it up, didn't leave marks. So this thing doesn't punch little dints in it like I actually thought before I used the tool. I thought it would leave little hammer tone dints on it. So really cool little thing, and as you'll see in a second up the top, the rattling that it actually does and the punch that it's got just starts knocking the flake stuff off. So really cool. Here, that's a really jagged edge there. A piece has been cut off and it's got some rust in it. Again, it's going to destroy a flat disc. There's no way to do that other than with a wire wheel. Within a few seconds, the needle scalers pull that rust out. And in here, you've just got a really tight spot. You're not going to get most sanding pads or like down into there. you're going to be sitting there with a hand file. So this needle scaler, shove it straight into a tight spot, and as you'll see, it actually cleans it up really well. This one here, guys, you'll just notice I was just playing around. I was mucking around with a piece of local stone. It's soft stone, so it's like a sandstone. Used the air chisel on it just to sort of carve it out of it. Clearly I'm not going to be any great carver. But then I just wanted to see what the needle scaler did, and it actually gave it a really awesome little stipple effect. I don't think Kincrome was ever planning on developing it for this, but hey, it's another opportunity to use a tool, and it just shows that this needle scaler, it is versatile across different applications. So you've seen stacks of applications there. I have done way too much footage for this. If Dwayne had to edit this one, he would have absolutely killed me. I did hours and hours of footage of this because I kept wanting to use the thing. I loved it. You get stuck into a job, and I just kept going. One of the keys, I'll tell you right now, is the rubber grip around the handle. Sounds so stupid, but the thing was comfortable. At no point did I feel like my hand was actually starting to wear when I was doing the chiseling on the bricks, when I was doing the steel or anything like that. So I had no issue whatsoever with comfort. Really cool thing, and I think that's a key thing is most guys buying these, you're going to be using them for a hell of a lot longer than what I will. So really like that fact. 3,000 BPM, so this thing punches stinking hard. You're not going to find its limit very quick, I'll tell you now. That steel that it was going through absolutely tore it up, which is one thing to mention before I forget it, because I possibly will. The chisel quality is amazing. I did break one, but I'll put that down to my hand. Straight away, that was abuse. I was using one of the smaller, finer pieces that actually carves through sheet metal. I tried to go through that RHS and see just how good it was. Turns out, slightly abused. So that's my fault, but good thing is, Kincrome, I can go and buy the accessories separately without a drama. Most of the retailers will have them there. So now, one of the things you'll see at the start of the video I spoke about was the quick release chuck. This quick release chuck is awesome. It's really simple. 3 Allen keys, spin it on, 3 Allen keys, and lock it on. Pull the collar back, and your chisel's in. So I use that for the entire time. I actually have not used the spring other than just to turn it on, put a chisel in and go, cool, take that off. Now I'm using the quick release chuck. I don't think you'll use the spring until this thing busts or you lose it, because it's cool. You're able to flip the chisel in and out. So I had no issue. And it wasn't front heavy when this was on, because it's got some considerable weight. Both of these tools, the needle scaler and the chisel, they're not light tools, but for me personally, it's quality. There's quality in build there, and the manufacturing of the unit, it is a tidy, tidy unit. So now the needle scaler itself, I'll say it's changed my idea of cleaning up steel. As I said earlier, I'm the flat disc king. This thing, unbelievable. Unbelievable on the flaky steel, so that the scaly rust, it knocked that off really well, as you saw, but also I was surprised at how well it took off the surface rust. So if you've got a big job to do, don't be going out and getting a stack of flat discs like I normally do and gumming them up and chowing them up. This thing will take the majority of it off, and then you come through with the discs and abrasives afterwards. So you will be really surprised. It was something that I hadn't expected I would use so much, and there's a heap of applications now that I think I'll be able to use that needle scaler for. And again, I used it for a couple of hours probably, the needle scaler. Virtually no wear on the needles whatsoever, so I'm going to get an extensive amount of time on that thing. So 2-year warranty Kincrome have on the tools, so I really like that they back it up. You must use oil on these tools, guys. Some people go, oh, air tools these days don't need oil. Yes, they do, and to be honest, even some of the oilless ones, I still put a couple of drops of oil in. I think it helps with all the rubber O-rings. I don't see a big issue. What you will see is that Kincrome recommend a 6.5 CFM compressor. That's the air delivery that you'll need. What I'm going to tell you is, once you're using air chisel or needle scaler, there's very few breaks where you actually want to stop, put the tool down, manoeuvre something, and go again. I actually think you need higher. For a lot of your other air applications, you're not sitting there with a rattle gun constantly for an hour. Whereas it was so comfortable, I had no dramas working for nearly an hour on rusty steel, trying to just get it off and see how the thing went. So for you guys out there using it full time as your trade, I think you're actually going to want something bigger. I think you're going to be really, really impressed. Get out there, guys, into your retailers, check them out. They do really good kit forms with Kincrome. Ask the retailer if you're allowed to open it up and have a bit of a look and have a feel of it. You'll love it. So hopefully you like this video. If you do like it, subscribe to us. Please comment. We love to hear back. As you'll see, we're quite responsive to comments, so we love to hear your feedback and what you think. So giddy up, guys. Enjoy.